Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm gonna do a video of my threes. It's getting late now, so it's probably gonna be the last one I do of the night. Still got the threes, I got the fours and the fives to do as far as shoes that I have multiple pairs of or different colorways of. You know, threes and the sevens are probably by far my favorite ones that I like the most. Really just bring back memories, and you know, it's iconic for the dunk contest that he wore. Anyway, let's get into these. You know, these came out, the ones that came out a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, or 1 year ago. I ended up getting the ones I really wanted, like the black cement threes, the white cement threes, and the true blue threes. The ones that came out when I was in school during the time was the flip threes, which is the shoe that I paid the most for. This is the most expensive shoe I bought in high school. It was $150, and then with tax, it probably came out to $160, I believe. I don't remember. The cool grade threes. These are beat, you know, I got the paint up the midsole and crack. I wore the hell out of these. And then fire red threes. Alright, so the fire red threes and the flip threes, they came out on the same day. You know, that was, you know, back then that was pretty rare for a Jordan shoe to come out the same day. They usually separated, you know, between a week or 2 weeks or maybe a month. You know, they wouldn't come out every week, or they wouldn't come out on the same week. They usually never really did that. But, you know, they did it on that release. That's, you know. So I had to pick at the time because I couldn't get both of them. I could have, but I didn't want to do that. You know, I'd have been broke. You know, sometimes you got to prioritize what you want and what you don't want. So I went with the flips. You know, I really wanted the original. This was the original colorway. You know, Fire Red 3. It's an original one. You know, put black laces on them. But, you know, I picked the flips because it was something that I liked, you know. And being a Spurs fan, you know, those were the colors that, you know, the Spurs wear. And, you know, during that time, Michael Finley played for the Spurs. So I got these. These were $150. The reason they're called flips is because it doesn't have, you know, the elephant print on the outsole right here. And the, you know, kick. And then right here. So they just flip it. It kind of is like a switch. You know, they switched it up. It has leather inside. You know, it's very nice. I wore these a lot. And I cleaned them. You know, every time I wore them, I cleaned them. Even when I was in school, I cleaned them. You know, because my prized possession. It's my most expensive shoe. I mean, just like a car. If you have the most expensive car, you know, you're going to, you know, take care of it and wash it and stuff. You know, I'll show you that. So, I wore them a lot. I have not recently worn them. You know, because where I work, I'm not really allowed to wear tennis shoes. I wear boots, steel toe, deal with high mechanical shit, you know. If you fuck up your toes, I mean, that's it. So I don't have a lot of time to wear all these shoes. But, you know, I do wear them when I get time off or when I, you know, enjoying myself. Another one was these. I ended up getting these later on, but I ended up getting them because I wanted them. But it's like, yeah, I gotta wait. So I ended up getting them. And these are yellow in the back because I wore them a lot. That's what happens with these old shoes. I mean, you wear them, and you know they're meant to be worn to begin with. So you know when they get old, age takes their toll on them, and they're oxidized and stuff. So So this is what's gonna happen with these if we don't put them in plastic bags or whatever. They will turn yellow and they will crack. So you know, for the guys that actually save them to not wear them or whatever, you know, you gotta do all the stuff to take the air out. You know, I don't do that. I plan on wearing them, even though I haven't worn them. I have worn these, the black cement threes. I mean, I was like, oh shit, I gotta wear these. And these are probably the most sought out ones for me that I couldn't get at the time, because these came back out. You know, the original retro release before the original release was back in what was it? 2002, 2003. They came out. And then before that, it was like 1994. Then the original release was like back in '88. You know, so that came out, and then I got the beat cool grade threes. I wore the hell out of these. I got paint to fix this up, you know, and you know, one of these days I'll go through it and I'll show you what it looked like after I paint it. It's very simple, you know. I got the paint. It's a special type of paint. It's really for leather, for painting purses and stuff. But you know, if you want to take off the paint, you gotta use nail polish remover, and it takes off the paint. You gotta have it a clean surface. You know, it's just like, you know, working on a car. If you ever worked on a car to paint it, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you gotta primer it and get it ready. The same concept revolves around anything that you paint. You know, I'm just using the car as an expression because that's what I've done that in the past. So it's the most easiest concept to understand. The true blue threes, I got actually doubled up on these because I was afraid I wasn't going to get them. Because this is around the time where it was really starting to get really hard to get shoes, you know. Back then, you know, these weren't that hard to get. I mean, if you wanted them, you can get them. Now, you got to jump through hoops to get, you know, certain shoes now. And now it's like you got to be faster than bots and all this kind of crap. You know, it's kind of taking over. It's taking the, you know, it's just unfortunate for certain people that can't get them, that really wanted them. And the people that actually are getting them are resellers, you know. But, you know, it's to your own, you know, whatever. I can't really think of a concept, but it's, you know, it's, the resellers are just kind of killing it. And at the time, resellers were doing the same thing back then. Nothing has changed. It's been the same. It's just the demand has been up a lot higher than it used to be. The last actual pair of threes I was able to get was these at Finish Line. And the actual release that I went in the store to get was the Cement 4s, and that was about a year ago. Ever since then, I've been buying all my shoes online and getting it from, you know, another source. You know, I can't afford to, you know, wait in line and do all this, you know, fighting kids. You know, when the Concord 11s came out in Christmas time of 2012, that was probably the craziest release I've ever been to. And down here, it doesn't really get that crazy. You know, let me explain something to you guys. You know, back then, you know, this wasn't that long ago. Like I said, if you wanted the shoe, you could get it. I'm going to show you something with these Flip 3s that, you know, I wanted these. I was able to get them, and I didn't have to wait overnight to get them. Let me leave it on this. It's sent. I got the receipt in here. I usually keep the receipt in my package together. Oh, man, you can't see it. Well, anyway, you know, that's what happens too. You know, you keep the receipts. It just gets all white out. Well, anyway, you know, let me explain what happened here. Alright, so with the receipt, back then you were able, this was at Finish Line, I was able to, you know, go in, you know, a day before the release or a couple of days before the release, you would be able to go in and, you know, pay on a gift card saying you want, you know, certain such shoe. You were able to pay on a gift card. You have the total amount with what was it, with the tags and all that put together. So you would go, you know, you would go in and get the gift card and get your shoes and get out. That's how it was used to be able to do. This is here in Texas. I don't know. I mean, I was able to do that for a couple more releases, and then it started getting out of hand. Or I don't know what happened. I ended up moving, and then I lost my contacts with the people that I used to deal with at Finish Line, because I used to go to Finish Line for everything I wanted, and they were good. They have no problems with them. If I was able to get it, you know, they let me get it. If they had it, I was able to get it at the time, then they let me get it. You know, I explain myself. You know, I'm kind of running out of words to say, because, I mean, it's changed. You're not able to do that anymore. I don't even think they even do that anymore, to be honest. I've asked, but I know they don't do that. But as far as other stores, you know, around, you know, nationwide, they don't do that anymore, I believe. It's not in their policy to do. So yeah, you were able to go in before the night before the release. That's what I usually did. You know, you could do it a week before, but the night before the release, when you know they had, you know, the pairs in stock and they counted them, you were able to go in and pay, you know, you pay money and you get a gift card in return with the total amount. And so you go in in the morning and go get it, your shoe. They already had it, like, you know, like these, for instance. I'm gonna cross out my name, but it has my name and the size and everything on it. You know, so I was able to do that for a while, for another couple of releases, and then I ended up moving. Then when I came back to live in Austin, you know, I didn't try it because I know you can't do it. I know I've asked, and they said no, they don't do that anymore. Or the employees there don't even, like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, I never knew you did that. You know, but yeah, they used to do that. So, you know, that's just kind of a little rant. You know, how it used to be. You know, you were able to go in. In certain shoes, they used to be able to wait. You know, you were able to go in the day of the release and get it without a hassle. You know, it's just the popularity has exploded, and you're able to, you know, do certain. I don't know. It's kind of out of hand. So yeah, these are, you know, three's favorite ones. You know, I kind of got carried away with that because, you know, I used to be able to just not even struggle to get them. I mean, I don't really struggle to get shoes to begin with, but if I want them, I should say if I want them. You know, certain shoes it's been harder and harder to get, yes, I would say, yeah, but other than that, you know, that's, you know, I'm just saying how it used to be, and, you know, was taken. And, you know, there's nothing really that's changed. It's just the demand's gone up and people are more interested in it. You know, resellers were around at that time and they were able to get, hell, you know, resellers, you were able to buy a store, you know, and they weren't limiting people to buy 1 or 2 pairs. It used to be, if a reseller wanted the whole selection of shoes and they were willing to pay for it, they gave it to them. You know, that was just how it was back then. I don't know how the resellers do it now. Like I'm pretty sure they have sources like that where they're able to buy the whole fucking store before anybody knows it. You know, you got them shady sellers, you know, the workers, the shady workers, I should say, that are holding pairs for their friends, and then their mom's friends, and then their brother's friends. You know, it's just like, oh man, come on. You know, I know that I fought and got into a couple altercations with people like that. I'm like, come on, man, you can't be doing that. I mean, we got a demand for people. So some people got fired, not because of my doing, because people complained about it, and that's what was happening. Not just in the States where I'm at, and you know, it's nationwide around, you know, coast to coast, that people deal with that. It's like, hey man, you know, you're able to hold a certain amount of pairs, but you can't be holding down the store and, you know, holding up these people for these releases because, you know, they're highly sought out. Or the employee is trying to sell it at over, you know, it's a reseller, and basically it's just trying to sell it, you know, for such and such. And some people buy it, you know, because it's hard to get. Some people are impatient, you know. I used to be able to wait around and get certain releases, or they would go on discount, and I was able to get them. Not anymore. You know, but there's going to be a day, you know, it's just like a regular trend or anything that you like. Like for jerseys, for instance, you know, back in the day, you know, everybody used to rock jerseys and shit for, you know, and they weren't even a fan of sports. They used to rock jerseys. So when that went away, when that trend went away, I was able to buy all kinds of fucking jerseys for cheap. You know, these are Nike Rewind jerseys, you know, for $50 or something. Or not even $50.